Hey, new law students, today I want to look briefly at three questions. Number one, will AI replace lawyers? Number two, will AI create any new legal related jobs? And number three, how can we future proof our careers? So during this short video, I will be referring to some research from the likes of Richard Susskind. No doubt you may have already come across his research and his previous books. If you haven't, then I'll leave some links to that information in the description below and any other sources of research as well. So let's go. All right, let's have a look at question one. Will AI replace lawyers? Well, I think the answer is obviously a little bit more complicated than a straight yes or no. I could be very unhelpful and answer that question by saying, well, it depends, but that's not very helpful either. So if we look to, say, Richard Suskind's research, he answers this question by saying that, well, no, the legal profession is not going to disappear overnight. However, he provides a big qualification there and says that many of the tasks that lawyers often have in their typical day, the repetitive and basic tasks, will be automated by AI. So he argues that the role of the lawyer will change, and many also argue that lawyers who use AI may end up replacing lawyers who do not use AI. So it's not a straight yes or no. Now, I also want to share an alternative view to our question on whether AI will replace lawyers. Here is a survey and a study that was done by Harvard Law School, and I thought it was an interesting study because it is a fairly recent one. We can see here it was published here on February 25th, so 2025. So let's have a quick look and see what this study says in terms of that question. So I'm going to scroll down to where they talk about impacts on staff. And it's just in this paragraph here. So they go on to say, even with our AI initiatives, we just brought in the largest associate class in the history of the firm. So this research here is saying that they have not taken a reduction at this point in the number of lawyers that they're recruiting. So with all this smart software assisting the lawyers, none of the firms interviewed are anticipating any reduction in the need for the number of practicing attorneys. This may be anecdotal, as recent data suggests law firms are still taking a measured approach to hiring. Associate hiring and lateral movements have not been affected by the expected inclusion of AI capabilities available to practice groups. Some of this behaviour may also be due to momentum. Our staffing models won't change without generational replacements, so the same number of associates will be used. Conversely, headcount may increase as new positions such as data scientists and AI engineers are being added to the teams. Lawyers with a multifaceted set of skills or versatility with AI may also prove more valuable. So I think this is an interesting alternative view. So this is a nice segue actually into our next question. Now moving on to question two, where we ask, will AI create any new legal related roles or opportunities for lawyers and also for law graduates for that matter? So I'd like to share some research here today, which definitely points towards a whole raft of new opportunities and possible career paths. On a personal level, I'm probably most excited about the work stream opportunities up here in the top right-hand corner around data privacy, AI governance. So I work in Canberra, Australia, and as we speak, there is a lot of pressure across all federal agencies to basically get their act together when it comes to AI and start looking at developing an AI policy, start putting into place AI governance frameworks and so on. So what I'm finding here is an increase in demand for privacy lawyers, cybersecurity lawyers, data experts, AI governance experts, and expertise. So yeah, so that's where I'm sort of slanting my current expertise and opportunities in career, and hopefully moving more so down that path. While we're talking about privacy, I'm normally working in ICT implementations and digital transformation initiatives. And at the moment, I've actually been doing quite a bit of work in the privacy space. That's been quite exciting to be able to contribute in that way and to get more experience conducting full privacy impact assessments. That's definitely a great skill set to develop if you can. What else have we got here? Also, in the middle down here, so I'm seeing that there is now every week more and more roles being advertised around people coming in and being able to train staff in how to use and apply AI. So there's definitely more and more roles that are coming to the forefront here in Australia, and I'm assuming in many countries around the world they're probably having the same impacts as well. And that's another area, given my change management background, I'm also looking at utilising and leveraging the skills that I've developed in my background in applying it more in this AI space. So how can we future-proof our careers? Well, I'll share a few ideas here for you. And by all means, if you have any suggestions and ideas, I would love to hear them in the comments below. The first point I want to make is that we obviously need to work on developing AI plus skills. And so what do I mean by that? Well, I mean we need to combine our legal expertise and knowledge with tech awareness. So we need to do everything we can to learn about AI and how it's evolving and the impacts in the legal sector. And also we need to learn what we can about data analytics and workflow design. The second point is that I think it's obvious now that we all need to commit to lifelong learning. Of course, this field will keep changing at a rapid pace, so we need to stay curious and adaptable. Now, I think there's no excuses. I think we can all see that today you can learn almost anything online through videos, blogs, and accessing research sites, etc., many of which are free. Yes, you may need to pay some money for some additional learning activities. Third, I think it goes without saying that we also need to continue embracing change in the profession. So the traditional lawyer role is evolving. So we need to be open to new delivery models beyond the usual 6-minute billing or the usual hourly billing, etc. So we need to consider opportunities in legal operations and legal tech, in-house innovation, or access to justice startups, possibly. Next, we need to stay abreast of the global tech trends and then see how that impacts and relates to your local environment or your local jurisdiction. So your value will definitely come into play when you can demonstrate how you can connect AI developments to your own jurisdiction's specific laws. So for example, in Australia, you could specialise in how AI intersects with privacy and data protection frameworks, as an example. And lastly, I think we can see that the lawyer's role is being redefined as we speak. So the future lawyer won't just draft documents, they'll be designing legal systems, they'll be creating governance AI frameworks and policies and processes. They'll be tackling the most complex and high-value human problems. Well, that concludes my short video today. Hopefully you've picked up a few tips on how AI is impacting the legal sector and possibly your future career. I'll see you in the next video.